Hello, you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so excited to see you all. Hey, K-Braze. Hey, Nadie. Hey, Cat's Life. Oh, how weird. I just clicked on one of your videos and then your live popped up. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Hey, Megs. Hey, H Squared. Charlotte. Nadie, my beautiful friend. Hey, Always Street. Vicky. Carolina Moon. Charlotte. Punksy. Don't forget, Punksy has her little birthday emoji from her birthday a couple of days ago. Which on the screen, look, it types it out in the word that I used for the emoji. I used Punksy twice and it kept not working and I was getting lazy. So I typed in Punk. Hey, PJ. Hey, Emma. Hey, Amanda. I'm really excited to be here. There are some new things that have happened in Quinton's case, and I want to have a discussion about some things. And then tonight, we're going to be live on my second channel. If you guys are not subscribed over there, it's Real Talk with Alex, and I linked it on my community page. But tonight is going to be really fun. We have a guest on. Melissa Jade is going to be a guest. So she recently did a video on UFOs, which her channel is not new to talking about conspiracies and stuff like that. And she recently did a video after we have those balloons and then the unidentified flying objects, and it was really good. After I watched her video, I was on TikTok for hours and I could not stop watching like all these different UFO videos and stuff. So I messaged her and I was like, I really want to do a video like showing people these videos. And I just want to make sure. I didn't want to, like, I was inspired by your video. Oh my gosh, Roz, you know what? I don't know if you've got your wrench back yet because you haven't been here, but I will give it to you today if you're still here when I get outside. So anyways, she's like, no, of course I wouldn't care. And, I've got this and I've got videos that are confirmed to be UFOs and stuff. So she's going to come on with us and it's going to be really fun. We're just going to have a little hangout session. Yeah, I can't wait watching you. And these videos, you guys, will blow your mind. I'm telling you, some of these videos, some you might think could be CGI, but some of them there is no absolute way, especially because they're in other languages and you can hear, like, if you translate what they're saying, they are talking about what they see in the sky and that kind of stuff. Yeah, Roz, I took all the wrenches from everybody and I was just giving them back as people came in. If they still wanted them, I have too many. But also, I mean, I even have other people that I would wrench as well. So I know I don't need that many, but I would like to give them to my friends and stuff too. And I don't know, yeah, she is. Melissa Jade is a fantastic narrator. She's brilliant. Well, then join us tonight because it's going to be a lot of fun. But today over here, we're going to do true crime, obviously. So I wanted to talk about the Quinton Simon case, Leilani Simon, Billy Joe, the things that are happening there. They just had court. I've got a couple articles. I've got some live tweets. I want to pose a couple questions to you guys about some of the things that we're going to read. Hey, Megs. So tonight at 8 o'clock, Jana, East Coast time. Yay, H squared. I can't wait to see you guys over there. Hey, Dom. Hey, Wilby. Hello to all. Good time to talk about UFOs. Very little info about recent things shot down out of the sky. Yeah, it's crazy. Amanda. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up our first article. What we're going to start with. Crime Online. We have a Crime Online. And we're actually going to start with this one. Just because I like the photos they used. We've got a couple that are very similar. But hey, Melinda. Oh, Megs, that's sweet. Thank you. Hey, Nicole. We're having flooding and the power's out. Oh, that sucks, Hawaii, Heather. Do you have a car charger? And maybe you can, because you got to have your phone, not for YouTube, but also to keep you busy, but, for emergencies. Okay, so I chose the Daily Mail article because they used, I just like the images and stuff that Daily Mail uses. However, you can see here, we've got a few different articles and 2 of them are the same and then the other 2 are more similar. So, and you can find this story just about anywhere. But the title, Quinton Simon's grandmother hands over 8 notebooks belonging to child's mother as part of evidence in court. Mom is charged with toddler's death after he was found in the landfill. The grandmother of Quinton Simon the 20-month-old boy who would have turned 2 last month, or this February, this month. The 20-month-old boy who was found in a Georgia landfill last November appeared in court on Monday to hand over a series of notebooks belonging to the murdered toddler's mother, Leilani Simon. Leilani is facing 19 charges, including that of murder and other offenses for allegedly using drugs before killing her son and disposing of his body. The hearing yesterday also included a motion for the Department of Family and Children's Services to turn over all records related to the family, which Judge Stokes will now review to determine if any of them are relevant to this case. The 8 notebooks belonging to Simon were handed over after a subpoena was issued last month. They were handed over to the judge by Billy Jo Howell, Quinton's grandmother. So we're going to pause here. Oh, man, I'm not even showing y'all the article I'm reading. I'm sorry. So there was no pictures or anything yet, but we are going to take a pause right here. I want to talk about this. So Billy Jo handed over 8 journals. Now, we have now Billy Jo has gotten a hard way to go. I just got to say, and maybe some of it, I can definitely see where people's frustration came in over Leilani having the kids, period, right? But regardless, Billy Jo was grieving like horrifically publicly. I mean, it was awful to watch that. And if you couldn't see that she was mourning and grieving, Leilani, I did not see that from. She was just fine, but Billy Jo was. And Billy Jo, I have to give her credit for this, because we have other moms. Look at Roberta Laundrie. Look at the shit that's coming out with them recently. Look at Tristan, what was his name? The young man who I just said it earlier to LFT on the phone. His mom, the Tristan Bailey, the young man, Aiden Fucci, his mom washing the blood out of his jeans. You know what I mean? So I feel like we have to give her credit where it's due. Look, you don't have to like the people that she's chosen to be friends with on YouTube. You don't have to like every decision that she's made or whatever. However, I mean, I think it's time that people stop being so cruel to the victims of these crimes, the surviving family, just like with Dre McCray. I mean, it's you see a family that is going through the most horrific thing, losing that 2-year-old baby. Do you think that has not destroyed that entire family and that woman altogether? And then you have to deal with the people online. And I know that people have their opinions, which I think that's fair. But I just think, sometimes it gets to be too much. Like, I don't know. It's just frustrating. Never mind. I won't even go there. But hey, Woofy. Hey, Mandy TNT. So I'm really curious what you guys have to say. She will carry the burden of the part she played. Absolutely. But don't you, I'm happy to see that she is doing what they ask. I'm also curious what would be in these journals, these 8 notebooks. When they said that they wanted Leilani's journals, I have to admit, I laughed inside. I'm like, surely she doesn't journal. Like, she doesn't seem like the type of person. Oh, somebody give memberships. Thank you, guys. Oh, thank you, Nadie. Thank you. That was so sweet. I have no doubt she loved Quinton, just had a bad way of showing it, in my opinion. Hey, Kiki's eyes. I think so too. I mean, how could you doubt that? We watched her go through like all the stages of grief publicly. She was very open. She answered anything. She talked about anything, I don't know. We're going to keep reading, but I just remember Leilani, cool as a cucumber out in the front yard, hanging out like it's a family barbecue. Well, this has completely destroyed her mama, and the internet has, then you had all the protesters down there. I mean, playing freaking lullabies. That was the most disgusting, cruel shit I have ever seen. I cannot. So there is attorneys representing the mother. This is like in the courtroom from WJCL. Look at Quinton. What a beautiful baby. I just don't understand. I just do not understand. Simon was supposedly high on drugs when she used an unidentified object to beat her son, which caused serious bodily injury and led to his death, prosecutors revealed in December she reportedly met with her drug dealer right before the murder. Now, you know that we have her saying that she was getting Oragel as well, and they want her records from the dentist. Many people wondered if possibly there were bite marks or something like that, and sadly, I'm sure that I'm not sure of the condition of his remains, but I believe that they want to see what she was prescribed at the time. K-Braze, no. But he had a stepdad. So Leilani had just given birth to another baby after Quinton, and that baby's father did live there. And that baby's father also, by what we see online, seemed to have a very close relationship with this baby. Another thing is, if you guys missed it for some reason and didn't see, Leilani tried to blame him. That was one of her stories and one of the reasons that she has charges. She tried to blame not only his biological father, but Danny, the baby's dad. Okay, what did Remy say? Leilani screaming justice for Quinton. Oh my God. I wanted to read your comment. There we go. I've been listening, but with Billy Joe, she already had one in prison for murder. Imagine her mindset. Yeah. You can see all the hate that mother had for that daughter in that interview. The mother couldn't even look at her. I believe she was trying to be like a mom to Leilani still and be supportive, and just in the hopes that Leilani didn't have something to do with this. But I think also at that time, she was realizing that she was the one responsible. And I think that she could not force herself. She don't have a poker face. That's one thing about Billy Joe. You can look at her and see how she's feeling inside. It reminds me so much of my mom. She's so much like that. Like, she cannot hide her feelings at all. He was a beautiful baby. He really was. Hey, Carol. Oh, Leilani screaming justice for Quinton. Even just thinking back of that. The way she disposed of his body was heartless. I could never forgive that if it was my daughter. I know, Sylvie. You knew drugs played a part. Me too. I really had a feeling, and that's the thing. That's, I have a stance on the hard drugs and parenting that most people don't really like to hear, because I say very openly, I don't believe any person with little kids like this that's doing that has an addiction to hard drugs or something. Okay, you have a prescription from your doctor and you're addicted to it, but you take it right and stuff like that. I think that's different. However, when you are doing cocaine, doing crack, doing heroin, buying Oxycontin, things like that, even Xanax, and you have little babies to take care of, no. The fact that you are buying that shit in the first place while you have babies to take care of shows me that you are not responsible enough to have kids to take care of them. I'm sorry. That is just how I feel about it. I think that in our active addiction, we still love our children. I just don't think that we are in the right place to be number one sole caregiver. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't be in their lives or anything like that, but there needs to be somebody there to protect the babies. And oftentimes in these cases, drugs do play a part. Why do they want teeth impressions of him? See, I believe, like I said, Kiki, I don't think he'd been out there for quite some time. That trash is compacted and stuff. And unfortunately, his remains were probably not in great condition. I'm not sure that they would be able to really do something like that. That makes me think it's more about maybe what she was prescribed at the dentist. I heard of moms seeing their dad in them, and it ruins future relationships. You invite evil in, and your true inhibitions are heightened under the influence. She was a sick, evil person. That interview sealed the deal. She had to turn her head with an expression of anguish. Yes, absolutely. Uh-oh, Wuffy, who you giving the eye to? Hey, Meg. Hey, Alex in chat. Just popped in for a second before work. I'm so glad you guys haven't forgotten about this beautiful baby. Hey, good to see you. And I hope you're doing good today. And have a good day at work. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that we got a little bit of an update. There's a little bit more, and I have another article. And then I think if we have time, we might go to that interview we're talking about. I would like to watch that again with everything in mind. I'm sorry, but I had believed grandma knew the whole time. And that's okay. Don't apologize. Look, you guys, number one, do not have to agree with me. Oftentimes, I don't agree with my friends on opinions on these cases. That's okay. I think that we can disagree and still have conversation that's constructive. So, and I don't know if she knew the whole time or not. I'm not saying, I think that she probably knew as well. I don't know when she started to realize it. I think that would be such a hard situation. And we saw her cry and say what a hard situation it was, because it's her daughter and her grandson. And I have questioned from the start whether this was an accident that resulted in a panicked cover-up or truly an evil attack that resulted in death. Either way, drugs were part of the story. So let me ask you, let's say that she was not discipline him, but like mad at him and snapped and accidentally whipped him too hard or something like that. Does that change things? I mean, it's less premeditated, but is it less evil? I'm not sure. Look at this precious child on this screen. If you can do anything to hurt a hair on his head, then I'm sorry. I want nothing to do with you, and I don't think you have a place in our society. I don't. We're supposed to protect the babies and the older folks. That's the way that we're supposed to do. And I just... Oh, don't upset Woofy. During my time in active addiction, trust and believe no one is protected from it. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, therapists. Leilani wasn't a functioning addict, but some are. I agree, Remy. That is so true. It has, the addiction does not discriminate. It will take anyone that it can. And I do think that there are some functioning levels of it. I still think with little kids like this, my opinion kind of stays the same on what I said previously. There is use and abuse of prescribed meds. Yep. I'm curious if they're looking for dental infection that was looked at by dentists that could have went to her brain. That happens, but it's rare. That's interesting. Does she know? I have to agree with sick and evil. I myself have a rebellious 19-year-old with a newborn, and it scares the hell out of me. Oh my gosh, Sylvie. Whew, I bet. And my mom went through that with me as well, because I had Trenton when I was only 18. And I will say, I just was not as good of a mom as what he deserved at that time in my life. And that's really hard. That can be really hard for us to admit, right? But it's just the truth. And I think that I don't know. I think also we base our opinions and stuff based on our life experience and what we've kind of been through ourselves and seen others go through. I won't say here, but I'll tell you after this. I'm given a chance and not pouncing yet. Hangry too, so you know how that goes. Even with Billy Joe out of town, she had to have known what was going on with the kids. Kiki says, my opinion, the grandmother should get in some kind of trouble. They took those children away from her for a reason. She was responsible for those children, and maybe she will, and maybe she did. She did go to jail for contempt of court. She spent several days there. We don't know what that's about, and maybe that's why. Dom, I know, but she didn't. It was absolutely disgusting what she did. Hey, Corey. Hey, Chatty Jen. If your natural instinct isn't to protect little ones, you absolutely have no place in open society. Hey, Pointer Lover. Well, the thing is, it appears that this wasn't an accident. She allegedly beat him to death with an object. Correct, Angie? And I don't know until we get more of that. I think people are still curious because we don't have a lot of information as far as that goes. If it was an accident, why had it? Well, I meant, by my question, I meant accidentally takes her discipline too far. Not that it was necessarily, not that she wasn't doing something wrong, disciplining, hitting him, period, right? But what if she just snapped and it wasn't premeditated, and how much does that matter when you are talking about sentencing and stuff like that? Purdue Pharma, yep, who started the OxyContin rage. Oh my God, 3 people in 1 year. I'm so sorry, Heather. I've lost so many too. My grandson's mother treats him like crap. The stories I could tell. He is the love of my life. He is 16 and is bidding his time to 18. He hates his mother and stepfather. It kills me. Oh my God, Lorena, I cannot imagine. Oh, yay, Kathy. I'm sure you feel like so, I don't know, just helpless in a situation like that, because it's not your choice what they do with their kid. But then again, it's like, I have a little child that I loved a lot and I used to keep a lot. And we were very close. And I did not always agree with her parents' decisions based on, how many people they let her around, the things they would let her see, her diet. Like, I had a lot of issues, and I really had to put myself in my own place at that point, because I'm not her mom, right? So it's not up to me. And even though I thought she needed healthier food and not having candy for breakfast and not going everywhere all the time and, being around all kinds of strangers and strange men and seeing, all the, regardless, it's hard when you love a child and you are not the one in control of their care. It's really hard. Hey, rescue mom. Billy Joe didn't have custody of those boys till the day after baby Q went missing. Heidi, I'm not sure if that's accurate. I know there was a change the day after he went missing that was for the other 2 kids, but prior to that, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look, actually, because it's been a while. But I do know what you're talking about. There was a change in the plan the day after he went missing and the court paperwork. But I think that was for the other 2. I don't know. I'm so sorry, Lorena. Oh, my God. Hey, Guidance. So she beat him. Yep, she did, Dom. Okay, let me keep reading this for a moment, and then we'll continue. So those of you who don't know, maybe this will kind of fill you in a little bit. So Leilani Simon has been incarcerated since the police arrested her on November 21st, when investigators found the remains of her son after spending weeks combing through the landfill's garbage. We did not know if he was going to be found. There were many people that, that came forward, even people who worked at similar places, that said, I don't know if they will find him. There's a lot more trash than what we think in our heads. During the motions hearing, the judge presiding over the case, Tammy Stokes, also ruled that cameras would be allowed in the courtroom during the trial on a case-by-case basis, despite objections from the prosecution. Prosecutors had argued that cameras should be banned altogether due to Quinton's young siblings, while defense attorneys asked for a more lenient ruling. Leilani Simon reported her son missing October 5th. She called 911 and reported that he had disappeared from his indoor playpen at their home just outside Savannah, Georgia. It was in the morning on October 5th, around like 9 a.m., but maybe it will tell us more. After the police spent several days searching the home and the surrounding neighborhood, Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley announced that investigators believed the child was no longer living and named Leilani Simon as the sole suspect. So there she is. We're going to get the baby's face off there, but this is Leilani, Quinton, and Danny, which is her littlest baby's father. Oh, my grandson tells me I'm his angel. We speak every day. That's so sweet. Hey, Amber. Good to see you. Hey, LFT. You have copies of that paperwork. So sorry, I must be behind, but I have an hour to catch up. It's only 7:30 a.m. Saturday in Australia. Taking it slowly today. Well, I hope it's a beautiful day over there. The weather's pretty nice right now there, right? It's summertime. BJ left the kids with 3 adults and a babysitter for 12 hours a day. I doubt she thought this was happening. I agree, Lulu. I mean, I think she was the only person who was really trying to do everything she could. And when you look at BJ, Danny, Leilani, she was the one of 3 that seemed to be doing everything in her power, to take care of those kids, make sure they had what they needed, make sure. So Tiffany, I remember those bruises. I do. I really, I don't I don't know, the babysitter story changed a little bit about that. So it was kind of tough. I was a wild child mom at 18 and did questionable things because I was an idiot and traumatized, but I never even thought a thought about hurting my baby. Mandy, same here. Hey, Tiff, good to see you, by the way. Okay. Prosecutors subpoenaed the alleged murders journals or similar writings and led to 8 notebooks. Really want to know what's in those notebooks. Police and FBI agents focused their investigation on the landfill 2 weeks after he was reported missing. They spent more than a month sifting through garbage before finding human bones, which DNA tests later confirmed to be Quinton's. Also, there would not be a bite mark if it was just bones, and I'm sorry, I know that's really graphic, you guys, and especially when you think we're talking about this beautiful, precious little angel baby. Oh, I just cannot see. The indictment against Leilani Simon charges her with murder, concealing a death, falsely reporting a crime, in addition to 14 separate counts of lying to investigators. 14! According to the indictment, the night before her son's death, Simon met with a drug dealer and used an unspecified drug. The indictment alleges that Quinton died on the morning of October 5th after his mother assaulted him with an unknown object causing, quote, serious bodily injury, unquote. That's a quote from the affidavit. Simon then allegedly dumped his body in a trash bin outside of a mobile home park about 1.5 miles from her home. She later told investigators that she had gone there to dispose of normal household garbage. She also waited until the truck came and got the trash. She sat in her car and waited. Oh, hey, NorCal girl. Dang, that lighter flame was huge. About burnt my nose. What? Oh my God. And you can't tell me that she didn't love those kids. Look at this picture. I don't feel comfortable leaving it up for long. I'm going to scroll through it fast. I don't want to be putting these other kids all over the internet. I really think that it's time that we have a really serious sit down look and change the way that things are going on my channel, because I don't want to be a true crime channel that hurts victims worse. I don't want to be one of these channels that, judges victims for how they respond. And I definitely don't want to be a channel that falsely accuses people of things they don't do. So lots of women have gone through addictions and never come close to this behavior. Oh, correct, Wilby. That's without a doubt. Oh, how sad. That is not Quinton. That says Quinton. I think Daily Mail got it wrong. The court documents show she told investigators she left her home on the morning of October 5th to meet a friend to get Orajel. However, investigators believe that instead of meeting that friend, she was in fact dumping the 20-month-old boy's body into a garbage dumpster at the Azalea Mobile Home Park. Simon repeatedly told investigators the same lies 3 days after Quinton's reported disappearance and again 1 week later. Then, on October 31st, Simon changed her story and told investigators that her boyfriend, Daniel, was the one who left the home on the morning of the disappearance. She reported the same story to investigators on the day she was taken into custody. Really, Leilani? 3 weeks in, you changed your story, and now it wasn't you that left, it was Danny? Whatever. You are an idiot for that. I'm so glad you're so stupid, because it made it a lot easier to catch you in all your shit. I get mad at these people, you guys. I really do. It's frustrating. And then there they are as they're searching the landfill for this beautiful child. Hey, Donna. Happy Friday and Random Acts of Kindness Day. A huge thank you to the person that gifted me a month's membership. To my favorite YouTube channel. Happy day. Thank you, Heidi. I'm so excited. Yeah, trying to change her story. 3 weeks in. My daughter-in-law was messed up on those drugs and she hurt my grandson. He had to get oh my God, on his head, and he was born with a dislocated hip, soaking wet in drugs when he was born. Oh, Kiki, I am so sorry. Hey, Jinlu, good to see you. Okay, so now we're going to go to this next article. Actually, what we'll do is I'm going to pull up this woman's Twitter who's been reporting on the case since the beginning. Now, she has a thread. She was in the courtroom at this recent hearing, and on this thread, she goes from actually A to Z with the case. So we're going to go through that just a moment. Birdie. Hi all. I feel like a codependency could have played a huge part or a large part in her responsibility, and not sure if grandma was sober either. Thank you for the notification. Blessings. Be safe. I know, Kat. I know. And hi, Birdie. I don't know. I'm not sure either. I love that they started doing that where people can give memberships. It's really, really cool. I just wish that you could buy memberships too, like for specific people. Okay, so this thread starts when she was arrested. Chatham County has arrested Leilani Simon. You can watch the live stream where she was arrested there. Chief Hadley provided updates. They found human remains in the landfill they've been searching for weeks. Confirmation on the human remains could take days. And then we go on. She says, I asked Chief Hadley why they decided to arrest Leilani today after finding human remains on Friday. Hadley said they had every reason to believe that Quinton's body was at the landfill, and after discovering the remains, they believed today was the best day to make an arrest. Then her bond hearing, okay? She's went through all the steps of this. Then they did live stream that bond hearing. Leilani was not there in person. Oh, it says we are not allowed to live stream, although we were approved to do so yesterday. January 11th. A look inside the courtroom for Leilani's bond hearing.
Are you waiting for presence today? Good morning, council. So I see that not present on the screen.
Oh, I know that was echoing. I'm sorry, you guys. It was only about 5 minutes long. The human remains were confirmed to be Quinton's on November the 28th. So let's fast forward to January 25th. Happening at 1:30, Leilani is set to appear in court for a motion hearing after being indicted in the murder of her 20-month-old son. The motion is for the judge to consider the release of files involving Simon's family members that could influence a fair trial for Simon. We will learn shortly if cameras are allowed or if we're able to live stream. Cameras were not allowed. Leilani was not present. Media was allowed to record the hearing, but they will ultimately decide in the future, which we know about that. We're going to get to that in a second. Hold on, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay. New. Both state and defense attorneys do not want media outlets to record the live stream of future court proceedings. Prosecution says it's to protect the family. Defense attorneys say it could hinder a fair trial. Judge Tammy Stokes rules that media will not be able to live stream future court proceedings. Additionally, Judge Stokes will not issue a blanket Rule 22, and any recordings for future court proceedings will be handled as they come. So we may be able to see some of it. We don't know, and they haven't completely decided about that. And then she shares this article, so we're going to click over to that. And then they talk about the arraignment scheduled for Leilani. So let's look through this for a sec. Let me clean up the back here. Okay. An arraignment has been scheduled for Leilani in her murder case. She was indicted on the 19 charges, 2 counts of felony murder, 1 count of malice murder. wonder what the difference of that is. We're about to look that up, actually. The court released the arraignment date 1 day after a motion hearing. It's set for 9 a.m. at the Chatham County Courthouse, and I believe it's March the 23rd. So I'm going to Google in the state of Georgia, what's the difference in felony? Felony murder is a murder that occurs when another felony is taking place, like possibly child abuse, I would assume could be one. But like more often we see robberies and then somebody dies and then there's a felony murder or something like that. What's the difference in felony murder and malice murder in the state of Georgia? Unlike many states, Georgia doesn't have degrees of murder, but instead has malice murder and felony murder. Neither requires prosecutors to prove an intent to kill. According to Georgia state law, felony murder is when, in the commission of a felony, he or she causes the death of another human being irrespective of malice. Oh, okay, let's check out this article for a second. I think that we've talked about this some. Hey, Crumb Susan. Hey, Wandering Sub. How are you guys? For example, felony murder applies when someone who has no plans to kill intentionally commits another felony and a person dies as a result. Felony murder is a legal statute that expands the definition of murder. It occurs when someone commits a serious or inherently dangerous felony and someone dies during the course of committing or attempting to commit the felony. There does not need to be intent to kill or even an expectation that someone will die. The defendant will be liable for the death either way. Malice murder is when a person unlawfully and with malice aforethought, either express or implied, causes the death of another human being. Express malice is the deliberate intention unlawfully to take the life of another human being, is manifested by external circumstances capable of proof. Meanwhile, malice is implied where no considerable provocation appears and where all the circumstances of the killing show an abandoned and malignant heart. This essentially means the person has acted with extreme recklessness, even if there was no intent to kill. A malice murder charge is the most serious murder charge in the state of Georgia, and like a felony murder sentence, can carry a sentence of life imprisonment with the possibility of parole, without the possibility of parole, or the death penalty. Wow, you guys. Hunted coyotes drinking and driving. Yeah, I mean, it is. That crazy broad was sitting in her front yard, packing a pack of cigarettes with no shame or care to the world on camera after murdering and throwing her dead. I know, Lisa, I know. And a matter of fact, now that you say that, since we still have a few minutes, because I wanted to hang out with you guys for at least an hour, I'm going to pull up her interview. I'd like to pull up her out in the front yard, but I don't know exactly where that is, or I would. But I can pull up her interview with her mom because I want to watch back at this. And I'm curious, do you guys think that Leilani will get the death penalty? You know, when you hurt a baby, I feel like you're more likely to get it than hurting anybody, right? Sounds cruel, but I hope she gets the death penalty. Sorry, not sorry. I don't think it sounds cruel, Amanda. I don't. Corey, she needs a death penalty. That whole interview where she was crying, I want to be alive so he can hug me. Oh, my God, I know. Oh, my God. Or I hope he's with another family. I better not say all the words I'm thinking right now in my head. My nose is running. I'm sitting outside and starting to like cool down a little bit. It's going to get cold tonight here. It's been like 80 degrees every day, but tomorrow it's going to be 50. Exactly what you just thought, Alex. Hey, Kokomo. deserves the death penalty. When I rode by her house, just get road footage. It took everything in me to keep riding. Oh my God. I bet. I could see that. Okay. Leilani Simon interview. After arrest, revisiting this exclusive interview. Here we go.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Dawn Baker. In a WTOC exclusive, Leilani Simon, the mother of missing Chatham County toddler
reported Quinton missing, to what life has been like as the days have gone on, still no sign of Quinton. I talked to Leilani as well as her mother, Billy Howell, who were both just distraught over Quinton's disappearance. They say they've been harassed in the days and weeks since Quinton disappeared, but Leilani wants everybody to know that she's not running away.
I'm here. I've been here every day since.
I'm so sorry, you guys. My computer just shut off, but it's turning back on. So just a second. I had to come in on my phone. And actually, okay. Oh my goodness gracious. I am so sorry, you guys. Let's go back to where we were. Okay.
This. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come,
Not running away.
I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
Chatham County Police have repeatedly said that though they've named Leilani the prime suspect in her son's disappearance and death, they don't believe she's a flight risk. Leilani says that she and her mother, Billy Howell, spend their days in the backyard of their home because it's too difficult to be inside with reminders of Quinton and the fact that he's gone.
Every day that goes by is less tears and more anger, not knowing.
I'm sorry, but just watching her say that makes me so angry. It really does. And her little facial expression. Oh, see, Megs, I know you're feeling how I'm feeling. It's really frustrating. And also, remember what she said. She tried to act like she did not know what happened to him, like she did not remember. She really was like, "I'll, if it comes out that it was me, I'll go right down straight to the police station." I know, Nay. I know. Bad actress. The facial expression. Oh my God. Me too, Crumb Sleuthin. You guys, this part makes me so mad. I'm just getting angry, not knowing. And then she goes into if another family has him. Lisa, abusive girlfriend in prison. Hey, Maurice. Do you guys remember when she first did this interview before they found Bubba? I do remember, but with the whole Bubba thing, like I was about a day or two late to finding him. So I remember like the timeline of that is a little off for me, but I do remember when I found out about him and everything, he was on the Daily Mail and that kind of stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, the blue wrench means that they are just here to like if they have to drop a link or they're gonna, help you guys with something if you need something, or help me if somebody comes in being rude, they can remove them. Many of them, we really don't need as many as we have. I only need like one, or I don't have a ton of issues over here with stuff like that, but I don't know. We just have a bunch just because. There's like I said, there's actually a few other people that I could actually wrench as well. So I've just got too many. I love you guys. I can't help it.
It's happened. If that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
CCPD and the FBI haven't released many details in the case and haven't said why they believe Quinton is in a landfill. Police say they're doing that to preserve any potential court cases down the line. Leilani and Billy tell me that they get their new information about the case from watching the news and that they feel all they can do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found.
Okay, I'm going to rewind it 10 seconds. Watch her face when Mom says, we want him not to be found in that landfill. Watch her face. And then, so the interview, Kokomo, was while they were searching the landfill. It was long before he was found or she was arrested. Hey, Amber, good to see you. I'm sorry I missed. I think you and Kelly had lives today I missed. Which yours, oh my gosh, you guys, I went back to sleep after the kids went to school and I slept until 11. I never do that. My mom walked in my house at 11 and it woke me up and I was like, oh, what's going on? I saw the time. I was like, oh my God, I must have needed the rest, I guess. The report said that she used something to K him The report said that she used something to K him with. Made me so mad. I wonder what they mean by that. What kind of object? She's definitely a candidate for the death penalty due to the malice murder charge alone. Yep. You're right, Tiff. And you know what? I kind of think that she deserves it, but that's just me. I know, Charlotte. It makes me super angry too. Maria, if she really thought that she was going to get away with it, which I think she did. I think after they didn't find him at first, and it was like, you started hearing they may not, and I was really worried that she might get away with it. I am so glad that those officers went out there and worked like they did until they found him. Can you guys imagine what that would be like? Digging through other people's trash and bodily fluids and, oh my God, rotten food. I don't know, Sylvie. It makes me sick too, girl. I'm sorry. Billy sent pictures of an FBI agent's flag draped remains to share and told her it was Quinton. Which was a lie. I don't know about that, Dolores. I'm not sure about that. Why would you know what I mean? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I've heard people saying that. I believe there's some misinformation or some confusion there or something. And collected money? She got money on it? What am I missing? Somebody's got to fill me in behind the scenes because I've never heard that either. Okay, I know I saw it firsthand. Cook that pig. Oh, okay, Crumsley. Then I'll have to check it out. Okay, this is the part, though, that kills me. Remember what I said. Watch her face when Mom says we don't want him to be found at the landfill. And then listen to what she has the nerve to end this with. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want. I'm found. Happy.
Do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and they are hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior.
You are one creative ass bitch. That I cannot believe that you sat there, and excuse my language, but you sat there and oh, maybe they wanted a baby, or you're just trying. Oh my God. I know, Corey. This right here. Whoo. See, I think that there has to be some miscommunication with it. I mean, what are the chances that she knew that he was found 2 days before? She probably had heard from investigators that they found something and they were waiting, or I don't know. I would like to know more about that directly from the source, because I have seen a lot of, things get twisted and turned by nobody intentionally, like trying to spread misinformation. It just happens sometimes unintentionally. But okay, this part right here. Oh my God. And her facial expressions. She made bank when it was all free. What? You confirmed with the casket maker. Everyone knows when it be. Hey, Melissa Jade. I am so excited for our live tonight. You guys, if you missed at the beginning, hey, McGizzy, tonight on my second channel, which is for everything but true crime. I never wanted to mix things with true crime and be disrespectful to victims and families and that kind of thing. So I started another channel to be able to say whatever I want, whenever I want. And we have talked about many things, YouTube issues, which we probably will always talk about over there. But tonight we're going to go through the world's most insane UFO videos ever. I cannot wait to show you guys and get your opinions. So if you're interested in that, definitely go over there and subscribe. It's going to be really fun. Janelle says, I'm listening and cleaning. I started over. I'm glad Grandma did the right thing and gave the journals. She could have said she couldn't find them. That's exactly where I'm at. Absolutely, exactly. Just a second, you guys. Okay. I agree with you though, Janelle. Like I said in the beginning, I feel we have to give Billy Joe the credit for this, right? For that she did. I know that people are angry with her. That's fine. And any fair, I'm all right with that, right? If as long as you're being fair and honest with your criticisms of people, whatever. But when I look at people like Roberta Laundrie, when I look at people like Aiden Fucci's mom, when I look at some of these moms, and then we've seen Billy Joe, she's the whole reason that Leilani was on people's people had red flags about her. Because Billy Joe goes straight to the news and straight up says, my daughter, sometimes she's doing great, but sometimes she's not. And she's lying. I think she's lying.
But it's not They were hoping that, you know, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not. That's their best hopes at this point.
Chatham County Police say they have no reason to believe.
No, you guys, I was here. I'm sorry. My dad came through and he needed me for a second. So I was talking to him and then I just came back and started playing it again. I apologize, you guys. Hey, MK. I got a sales call. The only reason I paused to answer it is because it was like a number that looked familiar to where I used to live. But of course, it was a freaking sales call. Who was she fooling? I don't know. I wish that we had the video footage of her talking when the protest was happening. And I don't, because that, justice for Quinton. Let me see if I can just do like a quick YouTube search and pull it up. Leilani Simon speaks protesting. Police arrest 4 protesters. I mean, what a mess. And we're wondering if they're going to look at her there, if they're going to allow cameras in the courtroom. I wonder why they're not. I mean, come on now. Ooh, I love that brand. I'm really loving the pink one right now. Okay. Let me mute.
Chatham County landfill looking for the remains of little Quinton Simon. The child was first reported missing earlier this month. Investigators now believe he is dead, and his mother, Leilani Simon, has been named as the main suspect in the case. WSAV's lead investigative reporter, Brett Buffington, is joining us now live at the Joint Task Force Command Center near the landfill. Brett, where do things stand tonight?
Tina, I can tell you those searchers, they have gone home for the day and for the week. They will suspend their search at that landfill over the weekend as they did last weekend. It's a time for them to essentially regroup in their efforts, get some type of break, as well as the landfill does close for the weekend. So they have gone home. They will resume their search on Monday morning at daybreak. I can tell you they can't tell us exactly how much trash they have gone through or if they have found anything relevant to this case. Speaking of Quinton's mom, as you did at the beginning of this story, let me show you some brand new video we just got. This is out front of Quinton's home. It is Bulkhalter Road, about 7 miles from where this command center is. This is the first time we have seen this. Protesters, they have been in front of that house for at least 2 weeks now. Quinton's been missing for 3, but those protesters today met with Billie Jo Howell, Quinton's grandmother, and Leilani Simon, Quinton's mom, out front. They, of course, screaming justice for Quinton back at those protesters. There was some kind of
Oh my God, you guys. Look at this. You don't believe Danny didn't know what happened. I'm interested about that as well. Go to one. Oh man, can I click on that in the? Oh shit. I was mad when I made that, just so you know. Can you send it to me in Messenger? Oh, okay, Meg. Have a great day at work. Thank you for being here. How Leilani played the I don't remember story and wasn't arrested for weeks. Makes me furious. Me too. Okay, let's look at this for a moment. We've got, this is just like comical, okay? We've got Leilani sitting outside of the house singing or something, looking like not a care in the world, like it's the damn family barbecue and we're all hanging out. Now, I remember watching on Shares Billy out there while they were protesting, and you can hear, you know, people screaming at Leilani, and it's nothing but chaos, pure chaos. Billie Jo's sitting there crying, a complete wreck, obviously going through something super emotional. I'm sorry, but look at Leilani. I mean, Billie Jo was so upset, crying so hard, she couldn't even speak half the time. And Leilani's just sitting there singing along, having the best days ever. I mean, oh my God. Whoo! That just makes me mad. Thank you, Crime Sleuth. Then we have that lady that came down to protest the protesters outside with her 2 dogs in a stroller. And watch her. She's laughing at them, looking around right here. Oh my God. And then we got Betty over here wearing a Justice for Summer shirt. Like, really, but okay. And this whole situation going on with their umbrellas, their fast food, they're doing live streams. They got all their viewers sending them Starbucks and fast food and lunch and this because they're doing something just so grand, standing up for that baby. And I mean, causing complete chaos. Then they're there and they're bashing the police the whole time. And then you have clowns showing up, literal freaking clowns show up. Tiffany. That's so funny. So seeing her just sitting there smiling, watching them all like, you guys are crazy as hell with their 2 dogs in the stroller. I mean, oh my God, Mandy, for real. All criminality's here. Hey, T. That's from Cher's video. Okay, and interesting. Now this is here. Let me quit. I'm gonna let the rest of this play out, and then I'll go find the link that Crime Sleuth sent us.
A debacle there earlier today. Mother and Leilani Simon, Quinton's mom, out front. They, of course, screaming justice for Quinton back at those protesters. There was some kind of a debacle there earlier today. The police have been called at least twice today back to that home, once we know from the police department involving signs. Meanwhile, let's get to new pictures we got today from the Chatham County Police Department and the FBI.
So while she's sitting out front having a damn block party, singing and hollering and all that shit, they were doing this, looking for that baby. Now that makes me angry. I'm sorry. Don't they have a backyard? I know. I mean, I think at that point they had a protester so long, they were just like, no, fuck this. They're not going to just keep sitting out in front of my house. We'll sit and be right back at them or whatever.
This is an update of the intense and the incredible amount of work that they have to do in this search. You can see just those piles of trash. I can tell you from what we've been told by the FBI, they essentially bring trash from where they believe this dumpster that Quinton's body was in was dumped. They search through 2 lines of trash, and as soon as one of those lines is done, they bring in another one. Tina?
Well, Brett, you spoke to Quinton's biological father. What can you tell us about that conversation?
I can tell you we spent 2 days in Girard, Georgia. That's in Burke County, about 70, 80 miles away from here. And that is where Quinton Simon's biological father, Bubba Moss, lives. He is, of course, going through the loss of his son. As police have said, they believe Quinton is dead. But also we know that this week he lost his mother as well. I can tell you.
And then he lost his father. You know, Bubba. I mean, this is literally like something out of a TV show. Oh, Bubba. Over there who I don't know. I won't even get into that right now. But Meg, I want to address your comment. Meg says, never seen this footage before. How effing judgmental am I? But I can't help it. Meg, it's hard not to be judgmental when you got girls going around here killing 2-year-olds, you know, throwing them into the trash. And so just give yourself a little break with that, because it's hard. It's really hard not to judge. This is what I'm saying about, like, I don't want my channel to abuse victims, even surviving victims, like in this instance, or, you know, even if we talk about Dylan, or I don't want my channel to falsely accuse people of things. I'm seeing a lot of this happening in true crime, and I don't think that creators are realizing the damage they're doing in real lives. Look at the Dre McRae story. I want to talk about that, but I'm not going to do it without the police report. I have been watching and educating myself nonstop on all the details of that. It is so important, though, that I think that you have everything, and I don't have that yet, so we're going to hold off until I get it. But it's hard not to judge, you know. I don't know how he was functioning either, Ava. I really don't. Yeah, Dolly holding a sign asking Leilani to marry him. We got that going on too out there. I mean, I judge with no problems. She made it a 2 for that night. Met up and got drugs. Yep, and dumped her baby in a dumpster. Sick. And they tried to blame the babysitter. She tried to blame everybody. we read in an article, if you guys came in late, the newest article that we read, it was like explaining the dates of things. Like, so he goes missing on the 5th. She had the same story leading up for a few weeks, but then on the 31st, she changed it and Danny was the one who went to the dumpster. I mean, Leilani is young and obviously has mental health issues or a chemical imbalance and was thinking only of herself, and then add non-prescription chemicals to all of that. It's a disaster like this. Mm-mm. It's a damn mess. All right, let's get this link that I am so excited for tonight. These UFOs, it's going to be really fun. I hope that you guys will join me over there. Okay. So we got the link, and then I did also grab like a couple photos I was going to show you guys, but I don't even know now if we probably went over the information, but just in case, I went ahead and sent them. So let's, sorry, trying to get my stool scooted over to me. I've got my computer sitting on a cardboard box, sitting on a stool for an arcade game, sitting in front of me. Okay. Share this tab and said. So these are the couple screenshots. Excuse me, you guys. Today would be Quinton Simon's 2nd birthday. So he turned 2 on the 8th of January. And that's why I saved that, just to take note of his birthday. Look at that beautiful baby. Look at his little finger pointing to his face. Oh my God. He's so cute. I just don't understand how you have something, how you are blessed like this, and I don't know. Oh, Amanda got hidden for a second on accident. Sorry about that, Amanda. It's okay, Woofy. It happens. Crime sleuth, and no excuse for beating your baby to death. If you're that mad, walk away. Been there when mine were in the terrible twos. Not ashamed to say I went outside for air or my closet to cry. Never hit a baby. Yes, exactly. Me either. And I've had moments. Bentley is hard-headed. I'm telling you guys, he challenges me daily. He sometimes thinks he's my damn boss and tells me what to do. And we have had our moments. But you take a second, you walk outside, you smoke a cigarette. I don't know what you do. You do whatever you do to calm down, but you need to do it. I'm going to main lane a full pot of coffee right after this. I would have taken him in a heartbeat too. Absolutely. I've never heard that bossy before. What did I do? I don't know. Where is Charlotte? Okay. I thought this was funny. This was just something I noticed. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's like, and she's part of the House of Representatives. She is wild and crazy. She believes that the fires in California are caused from Jewish space lasers. And I don't care if you like the right or the left, whatever side you lie on. I don't care. I think most politicians on all sides are crooked and liars, but that's just me. So, you know, I don't know many people, even conservatives, who really love Marjorie Taylor Greene. But I thought it was funny that somebody actually commented to her 2 days ago on Twitter and said, when are we going to hear about your thoughts and prayers about a 20-month-old Quinton Simon dying at his drug-abused mother's hands and throwing the baby in a trash bin? You don't even know what's going on in your own state. I was like, oh, yes, tell her. Ooh, I want some lemon squares. Yum. Add to that, she was also postpartum. Yep, she was. Now let's see. Lindsay Clancy and Leilani Simon. Leilani had a baby, I believe, more recently than Lindsay, right? Because he was 8 months old. So technically, she was having postpartum too. Let's be clear about that. So I don't know. That's interesting. Okay. Brett Buffington was in the courtroom when Billy Joe gave over the journals. Also, the Children's and Family Services records will be reviewed by court for potentially admissible evidence. We saw that. What's the deal with dental records? Did she bite the child? Then someone says the state of Georgia has subpoenaed a Savannah Aspen Dental for 22-year-old Simon's dental records for treatment between the 1st and the 5th, which this happened on the 5th. So, like I told you guys earlier, in my opinion, I believe that is just for like maybe medications that she was on, that kind of thing.
Look at this.
Okay, so this is, you said 1:25, I think. This is from one of our mods here, which, by the way, if you are looking for other channels to watch, under my channel, there's a section called channels, and there's a list of all of my mods' channels. Well, I hope I'm not missing any, but most of their channels. So yeah, definitely go over there and check that out. Hey, Meatfoot. Snorting coke, not a good idea for postpartum, but I am no doctor. Probably not. I'm sure everyone here has a mom, right? As if our moms wouldn't slap the F out of us. My mom was so loving and caring, and also a hard ass at the same time. Ava, I think we're the same political party. I call it Pinocchio. I usually, I tend to sometimes vote left just because of social issues. Like, I always want everyone to be included. I want everything to be fair. I don't, I don't, racism, like the anti-LGBTQ, I'm against, all of that stuff so much that typically is why I will lean left. However, I think that there are things on both sides that are important, and I'm really also, I like, that conservatives believe in limited government. They don't want the government telling everybody what to do and having their hands in everything. And I like that as well. So I think there's good and bad on both sides. I just think that they're all liars. She thinks she's the next vice president. Lord have mercy. We're in trouble. I'm telling you. I'm a left-leaning libertarian. There you go. That trial is consuming. Is it, MK? I've not been watching it like you guys. I know you guys are knee-deep in that. I think Teresa is going to be having a live tonight on it, actually, at 8 o'clock, the same time as our UFO live. So those of you guys who are still, wanting to watch that, definitely check that out. I would change mine, but I have Melissa on, and we have a setup time. Also, I don't think that, I wouldn't want to do a live here because I wouldn't want people to be like, well, which true crime? I don't want them to have to choose. I don't want to do that to Teresa. But I think on the smaller channel, just for people who aren't watching Murdaugh and doing that kind of thing, it would be okay. They asked for Leilani's dental records because she's going to try to use temporary insanity because of the dental procedure and what they prescribed her. Love you too. Thank you. I might watch y'all tonight. I watch Murdaugh and it works like Ambien for me. Yes, exactly. That's where I'm at with it. Actually, LFT did make me a little tiny bit interested today with one aspect of it. But yeah, I might be there. I'm 100% against government. My daughter's almost home from school. So if I disappear, that is why. All right, Janelle. Thank you for being here, though, while you were. Facts need to be stated, too. I agree, Heidi, and I'm all for it, you guys. Really. I love when you add in things that I missed or, whatever. She has crystal blue eyes that I swear, shoot, you better don't lasers. Oh, my mama still has to do this day is give me the look. Oh, my God. That is so funny. Oh, big boy, yay! Congratulations. That is huge. 29 years. Holy cow. Baden thinks he forgot to remember just what he wanted to say before he couldn't think what it was. Okay, so I watch the Young Turks all the time. They're almost like conservatives. They're absolutely not conservatives. They're progressives, but they are so fair and they criticize all sides. They call them all out. They call them all liars. They really do. They think that, even though they vote left, they don't believe that the left is doing what they're supposed to do either. And they even call Biden out. But they made a video recently of his gaffes, like his most interesting gaffes, which is like something that he's always done, actually. Maybe as a nervous habit, like he'll spit something crazy will just come out, and that is the funniest video. You guys have to go watch that if you're interested in that kind of stuff. I have to hit up a couple Walgreens because I need to too. I am tomorrow, by the way. Meg, I don't think so, because they recovered bones, so I don't think that that's what it would be, as graphic as that is. Hey, Shortcake. Hey, Angela. 20 years single. Wow. Yeah, no, it's awesome to be single. You get to make all the decisions yourself. Have to run and pick up my son from school. Bye, Heidi. See you tonight. Have a good, safe trip. Political sides are just another tool of division to me. Black, white, left, right, so forth. And so I choose none. MK, that is so true. That is what they want. But what really bothers me is the fear mongering. They use everything to divide us, and the fear mongering, which I gotta be honest, I do feel that it's a little more in your face on the right, because they are very fearful of everybody that's different. Sometimes, like I don't know. It's not all people on the right, but some of them, you know what I mean? And with the news, you'll see a lot of fear mongering. It's not the people, it's the news. Oh my God, this is going to happen, or that's going to happen, or you better watch out before this, or I don't like it. Hey, Jennifer. Why the dental intervention? Meg, because I don't know. Now they're asking for records from 1st to 5th. So this happened on the 5th. I think it's possible that it would be for insanity defense or some kind of to explain. I don't know. I definitely think it has to do with the medication she was prescribed, in my opinion. All out to line their own pockets. You said it, Angela. There you go, girl. And that is exactly the truth. They don't. Ugh. It's crazy if you actually watch the things. The Young Turks will spell it out for you. If you watch and see both sides of them, most of the times are not doing anything for us. It's for them. Okay, you guys. Hey, sending you good karma. I guess we're pretty much. Oh no, we didn't even watch this. What am I doing? We got to watch this. Then we're done. I'm gonna wrap it up, and then I'll see you guys tonight. Hold on a second. 1:12.
When they figure it out,
Yes,
they think it's her.
so
They're gonna
funny.
take her away.
I'm so glad you find this funny.
What I've
So-
witnessed a lot to tell Leilani to do.
You
Oh,
can't.
you're not a lawyer,
We're gonna
Cher.
have
Shut
to
the hell
investigation
up.
with
So over
DNA
here we have the.
and evidence. She cannot.
I have to pause this ridiculousness. We have the voices in my head. Cher shit show.
Whoa, okay. You guys know I do like Cher, and I like Chasing Truth too. I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit to see if we can see more of her. I know that you said you were mad when you recorded this, so let's just. Plus, I don't want to sit here and bash anybody. I want to see if we have any more of her talking. Let's see. Here's Billy Joe.
They laugh because they no.
Go either way, then what do you do? It's heartbreaking. I can imagine being in your place.
You know, my little they'll never take my power away. Ever.
And I do thank everyone for the super chats. I'm not ignoring you.
Okay, it was echoing. Damn it, I'm sorry. No, that's okay. You're not. You know, share. I like share. I don't care how other people feel. You feel how you feel, and that's that. We just, yeah. Okay, this is what I want to point out. Number one, how funny you've got what 2 computers open and you're watching both of them, like everybody on both screens. That's funny. With all this craziness going on, but I want to point this out. Look at Billy Joe. I'm sorry, but I gotta say, like, why does she have all these emotions? And I mean, I think it's natural, not why. I mean, we can notice and see that she has all these emotions. She's very clearly grieving. This has devastated her. But Leilani just seems completely different. You know? She really does. She seems like she didn't have a damn care in the world. And I'm almost convinced that she thought she was going to get away with it. Angela, her, and Melissa Jade are doing, yeah, we're doing on Real Talk with Alex. If maybe one of the mods can drop the link, pretty please, if you guys don't care. Now, you ladies behave. A lot of people say they've been slash-jagged here, Johnny. Will you share the link, Wolfie, to the Real Talk with Alex channel, pretty please? Okay, let's keep going for a minute because I just want to see what else we see of Billy Joe and her, the way she was acting. I wish we had more of. I'm surprised clip channels didn't get that, you know. Thank you, Wolfie.
It's just, I'm not really focusing on that right now. And I'm sorry, but thank you everyone, because it will be used to help me get there. Whenever my passport arrives, I'm gonna go there. Yep. Billy's invited me there. I've talked to a few people, and they said it's just not a well situation. So I feel very.
This is the share shit show. You're just using her. On Don Wells.
Quinton.
Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just going to keep it muted. Just to keep problems down. Like I said, again, I really like Cher. She's a friend of mine, and other people can feel however they feel. That's fine. But let's look at Leilani here. Hold on. Here it is. She's just so calm and cool and collected. It's crazy. It's because she already knew what she did. She didn't get emotional because there was no reason. And BJ didn't want to believe that her daughter would do this. So she felt everything all at once. Oh. No, that's okay, Crumbs Luthen. I appreciate us even having this. It makes me, at least we know the title of the video and I could try to find it. But she actually pans over to her just here in a second. And Leilani waves. Wait, oh, here she is.
There on the screen.
Here's Leilani.
She'd be arrested.
Yep.
She would be in jail right now. She's not. There she is, standing there, free.
Hey, pretty. How are you? We're good. How are you? No. Okay. Just keep doing what you're.
We're good. How are you? She shakes her head. Girl. That is, just cannot believe you. And then look at your mom, who literally is falling apart. You can see the genuine emotion, love, care, heartbreak. I just think that it shows you so much about her, seeing her just be so nonchalant, watching. all of this happen, watching her whole life be shaken up. Her kids are gone. Her mom's house is being heckled by protesters. The news is there, and they're looking for your baby in a dumpster. And look at you sitting out there just a la-di-da, singing around, smoking cigarettes. Oh my God, I just cannot. And I totally 100% understood Chasing Truth's point on this. I really like her too. And I respect her. I think she was saying, she has not been arrested yet. So out of caution, we will wait and make a judgment when police make a move. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I took it. Hey, pretty barf. She makes me, now Leilani's attitude just makes me love Chasing. Yeah, she's really great. She is. I agree. I love her too. Okay, let's see if she says anything else. Leilani here.
You're doing. Keep yelling justice for Quinton. Keep working with the law like I know you're doing. And keep strong and don't be given the reaction you're looking for.
I'm trying to.
I know you are.
Sounds like she's giving good
Leilani, this is
advice, right?
Tracy. She's very open as
Setting you
well,
up.
very fair.
And it's not like
Just happy as can be. Oh my gosh, it's really wild to see her looking back. It's crazy that you just don't feel any emotion from her. And I had to wonder, I remember in this moment watching and thinking, like, if it was her and they don't find him, does that mean that she'll, like, you know what I mean, get away with this? I remember thinking that when that live happened, you know? How Leilani could have no emotion and watch her mother suffer so emotionally and not come clean is beyond me. I care too much of others' emotions. Heidi, that's where I'm at. And knowing that she was the blame, because it's not just like seeing your mom emotional, right? Because that sucks. But you see your mom emotional and know that you're the cause of it. Give BJ some grace. I can understand not wanting to blame my kid without knowing. I wouldn't wish her position on my worst enemy. She lost her grandbaby and her life as she knew it in an instant. That's where I'm at, Amber Riot. That's just the truth, how I feel. Now, look, anybody who feels differently, I respect you guys too, you know, and that's okay. Anybody who feels differently about anything, I'm just telling you guys how I feel about it. And I'm sure that the punishment she will have the rest of her life, you know, I think it's going to be tough no matter what for her. So do I think that Leilani shouldn't have had the kids? Well, yes and no. It's also, no, I know that she wasn't allowed to have them, but she wasn't alone with them. And I think that BJ thought by doing the babysitter and Danny being there and, you know, and the brother there, that it would be fine. It wasn't just Leilani in care of them alone, possibly. And that's just my opinion. Chasing is so real. I know the drugs are love that we all respect each other in here. It's so refreshing. Some channels don't let you like someone they don't. Aw, I'm so happy to be that. I don't want us to all agree on everything. And I have many friends who don't like each other. But you know what? I don't like to pander to that. I'd rather just be like, look, we deal with each other and you know, that's okay. Because look, I don't want people, that's why I think that I have very similar chatters to other channels, but there's also other people in here who maybe won't feel comfortable going to other channels. And I want to make it comfortable for everybody, if that makes sense. She is in jail. Says, I don't understand why Billy Joe didn't question the bleach smell. It was overwhelming in that room. I didn't hear that. How did I miss that? Working with the law would be telling them the truth. I agree with you there. We cannot leave the children with the adults the kids were removed from. That was unwise at best. I agree. Completely agree. And, it wasn't 100% clear on the agreement, right? Because we were told at one point that it was an agreement they made at home, not necessarily forced by the court. And then, so I think that, I don't know, the details are kind of murky. If you can't have discussions, your mind remains closed. Absolutely, Ava. Yeah, Amanda, exactly. Oh, Nady, you better be stuck here no matter what. I love you. I love you too much. I love all you guys. I really do. I think drugs need to be legalized in the U.S. That way we have regulations and maybe get a better handle on this mega issue. It seems to be working wonders in Portugal. Angela, that is such an interesting thought, similar to what they're doing out in Oregon. If you get caught with drugs, meth, whatever, drugs like that, hard drugs, if it's a personal amount, you will not get in trouble. You will get help, you'll get rehab, but you won't go to jail. Now, if you're dealing drugs, you will. Now, I think that's an interesting way to look at it. I really do. Thank you, guys. Yep, 13th of March. It was in an article the night they went there with the luminol. Bleach still strong, and that was days later. Wow. Okay. So anyways, you guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to see you in a couple hours anyway, and I got to go get ready for that. I cannot wait. It's going to be really fun. When I tell you guys, like, if you're even just a little bit interested to watch, because some of these UFO videos are like absolutely mind-blowing. Like, this had me questioning all of reality the other night. I started at Melissa Jade's. Then I was like, I'm going to go look on TikTok for UFOs. Went over there, fell down the rabbit hole. And then by the end of it, I was wondering, I've had all sorts of questions about the whole universe, the way we were created, everything. So seriously, please, because I think we'll have such a fun conversation around it and what you guys think. And not only that, Melissa is super smart and very educated on this topic. So just her knowledge like that she's going to bring to the table is going to be really fun. It's at 8 p.m. The dental records don't add up to me. Something's weird there, Meg. It is, but I think we just have to get more. I would assume with the level of emotions we've seen from BJ that she will punish herself for the rest of her life, harsher than any of us or law could. I agree, Mandy. I completely agree. And like I said, I think that I'm with the people who think she deserves a little bit of grace right now, and we'll see where later on down the road when we have more facts. Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you, Amber. It was fun. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and for the conversation. I love hearing from you guys and talking to you guys and bouncing my thoughts off of yours, and even more when we disagree in a way, because I don't know, it just makes the conversation better. Oh, we're stuck with you, Amber. Absolutely. So Sylvie, here it is 5:30. So it'll be 8 o'clock East Coast time. A large orange orb. Ooh. Okay. 8 p.m. Eastern. I love you guys. I will see you there. Thank you for being here with me. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Also, if you're not interested in UFOs, I know on Criminality, they're doing a Murdaugh timeline live, and that will probably be very good as well. Okay. Bye, guys. Love you. Thank you, mods. Thank you, chat. Bye, Maria. Love you guys.